So next comes Love Metal, definitely one of your most famous albums, kind of a trademark album, a fan favorite, absolutely. In your life, how have you taken pieces of your life and put it into this record?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I remember, you know, I remember most of the lyrics and stuff while I had high fever. When I was running in late. I'm just trying to like pick like fragments in here and there. Just like how it was done. I had the riff for Better Love, I Love It So Simple. I had that down on tape from our PA rehearsals when we had been touring with, I think, already Razorblade.
Yeah.
So we had that stuff there. It's one of those great like mysteries of rock and roll, but you don't know how it happened. I can't remember much from the studio or anything like that, but we recorded the album in Helsinki, and it was just an album to make.
Yeah. So then Love Metal kind of became the genre of your music.
Yeah, but it was like automatic. We were so sure of ourselves. We knew we had to kind of like, after what we considered a failure with Deep Shadows and Brilliant Highlights, because there was so many, you know, chefs in the kitchen.
Gotcha.
You know, we wanted to be a band that we control what we do and everybody else can fuck off.
Yeah.
That was very important for us, and that's the reason for the hologram in the cover too. And the kind of like the statement of intent. That was musically, visually, and ideologically. That was a great time with the band, because I think that everybody was, you know, really breathing the same air. We were like really close. You know, after all that touring, and maybe after the hassle and the stress of after Deep Shadows, the kind of like hangover after Razorblade Romance, or whatever you want to call it. It kind of like sobered us up a bit, you know, then afterwards, and then we really wanted to push and like flex the muscle and show people that, you know, we're a good band. And also that was, Deep Shadows was the first album that we toured with in the UK. Okay. Nobody could give flying fuck who we were in the United Kingdom. And that pushed us to want it more. Because, you know, a lot of our idols, like Sabbath and Zeppelin, those people, they come from there. So for us, it was like traveling to Mecca, going to Birmingham for the first time. Similar to what happened when we came here with Love Metal, you know, afterwards, being able to play like Whiskey A Go-Go, a place like that we'd only heard about and read in books. So in that sense, that's my favorite album, because that was so clearly. It's not saying that all the songs would be great, but the mood and how it was given birth was, you know, Five Guys really, you know, like the Pearl Jam 10's cover with music like that, sort of similar, sort of team effort, you know, sort of that it happened organically, and everybody seemed to have energy and want and need to do so, and that's rare to be able to have that in life in general.
Sure.
Team sports are tough.
Well, then, when you do come to the U.S. for the first time, are you surprised by how many people are actually coming out to the shows? Because we had been exposed to your music for a pretty long time at that point.
Yeah, it was weird. We did, back, I think, with Deep Shadows and Brilliant Highlights, we did play the Trocadero in Philadelphia once. There was, BAM had some party for CKY.
Okay.
And then, so we supported them. And that was a week before the towers fell here in New York City. So we were really close to this, and we did promo, and then we flew from here to Europe. We were in Madrid when the towers fell. So we were here really like, and that was my first time in New York City, so.
Oh boy.
So we were close to that stuff too. But yeah, so after that it took a while. It took that album, Love Metal, for us to come back here. And yeah, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't think about it too much. I think that's also one of the reasons I can't remember too much of it, you know. You know, the tour, you know, the buses are different, the audiences are different, the clubs are really different, the language is different, you know. So I've just been used to like Scottish accents, and all of a sudden you have your Midwestern drawl. I was like, what the hell's going on? It's very
intense.
different.
It's really intense.
It can be. No, but it's like this is a big country with many beautiful things in it, and it takes, you know, it's just you're in awe when you trying to suck it all in for the first time, like what the hell's going on. And especially being in a band where you're playing, let's say, 5 nights in a row, each in different city, maybe in different states, and then you have one day off in the middle of nowhere, and then off you go again. You know, it's quite intense.
So Dark Light.
Yeah.
The album title was inspired by a book of the same name. It's also inspired by Greek mythology, Dante's Divine Comedy. Are you like eating books at this point in your life?
No. I'm usually I only eat a few, but I eat them well and thoroughly, and chew them to the very end.
Yeah.
No, as a guy who writes songs, I get excited about an idea or a book or a sentence. I don't necessarily get excited about the whole of Tolkien. I just get excited about Uruk-hai.
Okay.
You know, just a little detail that just makes my imagination, work. Overdrive or faster or harder. I don't know why the Dance thing happened. No idea. The Dark Light, the book, was just partly the reason for it. Dark Light, my last name being Valo, is light.
Oh,
so Bimea Valo Dark Light would also, in translation, it would mean that I'd be mad.
Oh, okay.
So it would mean that too. So kind of like it can be translated directly, but it was that book, and my mum told me about that book. So it's back again to the mum and my parents and stuff and all that stuff, which I always think it's cool to to remember and honor your parents in rock and roll, which a lot of people don't do, besides good old Elvis Presley. But
yeah.
But yeah, and the album was, it was kind of magical as well, and that because what we didn't mention throughout Love Metal was that Love Metal was the last album for our first record label. The whole game changed because all of a sudden our center of operations wasn't Germany anymore. It was New York City.
Okay.
So that changed the whole vibe in a cool way. It made us. It made everything new and shiny and new, and kind of like a virgin sort of a thing.
That's because Madonna was on Sire too.
I know.
So there you go.
Depeche Mode was on Sire.
Yeah,
and Dinosaur Jr. was on Sire.
Ministry, and of course
Ministry
the Ramones.
Too, yeah.
And you guys did a cover of Poison Heart, which I thought was really, really good because that song almost
I think it's underestimated.
Was that
the original song is like underestimated?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like
that's a Dee Dee song, and
all the Dee Dee songs has this heart of darkness in them.
Absolutely.
They're kind of dark. All of them, it was an exciting song to make, and especially because the hand claps are by Seymour Stein and Michael Goldstone.
Really?
Yeah, it took like 4 hours for them to. So if you're on a budget, if you're on a tight budget, never ask A&Rs or the heads of companies to clap hands on your records. No, it was funny. It was great. They're great people. So it was a fun process.
Great. That Poison Heart song almost sounds more like a hymn song than a Ramones song, like in the first place, I think.
Okay.
It's like so gloomy and dark, but that's Dee Dee for you,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Way doomier and darker than we ever will be,
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah. For someone like him. Troubled guy.
Indeed.
But a legend. Wings of a Butterfly on this record. A little poppier, very full and nice. Then you got Killing Loneliness, which is about Bam's friend Brandon Novak and his heroin troubles, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it was partly about that.
Okay.
I never write about just one thing.
Okay.
And let people know about it. It was one of the reasons,
Anything else in particular, or is...
No. It's just like the many ways of how people kill. How they kill their loneliness and with what. And it's a love song. It's about killing your loneliness with love, and physically killing. I like the I don't know what it's called in English, but when you turn an idea into a physical being,
an entity.
Yeah, well, when it metamorphosizes into an entity, a physical entity, how you treat it. So personification is the right word. Yeah. Okay. So personification of loneliness and how you would treat it when you're actually so tired, frustrated, after many a sleepless year, how you'd want to handle that goddamn loneliness. And so that I'm a confused fella. I still am. So there are confusing lyrics for me too. Maybe that's one of the reasons some people can relate to them.